So what inspires you to make music?
I would have to, if it was one word, I would do, it is love.
With a trilogy first, then a song, and it's doing all so well.
What made me want to work with Alan? Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, I just love his spirit, man. Alan is the kind of guy that is just, hey man, we should do this. You should be playing. You should be singing. You should. So I kind of, we were like, we're always, because I look at my phone, I have so many songs that I don't even remember doing.
You make an album in one night. Hello and welcome everyone. You're watching India News and NewsX, and today with me is two very beautiful artists from international world. They've come up with a new song, Cross the Cruiser. I have with me Alan Ling and the legendary Dave Lopez. So first of all, we welcome you to India and hope our nation is treating you very well.
It's been really magical.
So first of all, like your story has been very interesting. So for the viewers who don't know, Mr. Allen is a physiotherapist, and he started his music career just a while back. So what made you switch what made you get into music at such later stage of your life?
It's the performance part that I am doing now, which I wasn't really ready for. And this gentleman here, Dave Lopez, was the person who encouraged me to continue on with the development of expression. And of course, hiding in a studio and tweaking your vocals and having somebody else do everything to make it perfect is very different from walking on stage where anything can go wrong and you're singing in front of people who don't even know who you are.
Okay.
It wasn't that I'm nervous about that, but it was unfamiliar territory.
It was an unfamiliar territory very well, but so first of all, I'd like to ask you, what made you think, yes, let's collab with him and come out with a trilogy first, then a song, and it's doing all so well?
What made me want to work with Alan? Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, I just love his spirit, man. Alan is the kind of guy that is just, hey man, we should do this. And he'll go, all right, if he agrees to do it, he does it full on, So it started with, I wrote a song for my daughter, and I had the chorus, and I had a great chorus and a great chord progression, but I'm terrible with lyrics, and so I had asked Alan, hey man, let's go to the studio and help me write. And he wrote the lyrics like it was nothing. Basically like me, how I play guitar with melodies and solos, whatever. It's easier for me because that's what I do, and he did that with lyrics, and that was the beginning of it. And then ever since then, we've been we worked on helping other people, produce other people. Yeah. And then I'm like, man, you should be playing. You should be singing. You should. So I kind of, because I'm always looking to help new artists and I know a lot about being an artist or whatever. And then I'm all, you need to do this. Why don't you get up there? Because he always had songs. Closer was an older song, and I loved it. And I'm like, we got to do your stuff.
So you had to convince him to do it?
Yeah, I convinced him definitely, because he goes to the studio and you record everything in the studio, whatever. But when you perform, you can't run away. You're there in front of people. You have to sing good. You guys. So we've been practicing and working. We've been really pushing, and this is the work. This is the part of the work. And so, that's what I enjoy about. I enjoy his work ethic, being like what he does. He's a physical therapist. He's a comic book publisher, all these things that he does, and he doesn't stop. So, which is one thing that compared to a lot of people I've worked with, everyone always is tired or burns out. They don't want that work ethic. They get to the level, and then when things are going to happen, they stop working. And he has more energy than me, So, but it's really cool that's one of the main things is that he just keeps going, and you need to do this. Did it, done everything. He takes my advice and he runs with it, So that makes me happy because then I just got to play guitar.
You just got to play guitar, but every time I hear the word musician, I just wanted to feel I want to ask this to every musician that I meet, and I do, and so I will. Very basic question, but what inspires you to make your music? Because music is it's not something theoretical. It's not like mathematics. It's very different. So and every individual has different sense of music. So what inspires you to make music?
I would have to, if it was one word, I would do, it is love. And the thing is, whether love hurt you or you want to make love, or do you want to have more love in your life, or or you want to share your love with somebody. Like when I wrote the song with Dave for his daughter, it was this love of his daughter. And that was so sweet because I have a daughter too. And so it was this thing where I said, okay, tell me some stories. Tell me some stories about your daughter. So then I'll put it in words. And it is, so I would have to say love drives us. But if you wanted to go deeper, I would say the passion for expressing your love is going through music.
Passion for expressing love is going through music, and so you've been making music for more than 15 years now, and like you've done wonders with the bands. And so first of all, what inspired you from all those years back, the first time you came into music, and after all these years, what kept you inspiring and kept you here?
It's not really an inspiration, more of like a channeling.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because whenever, okay, I'm gonna go play something. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Kiss, right? I wanted to be rock bands. But then my brother played guitar. I wanted to be like my brother. But it's kind of like a thing where, you know, to me, music, it channels through me. I don't really know, you know, you're lucky enough to get out of the way and the music goes through you, right? It's not a thing where, you know, it's not like a fun thing either, like, because it drives me crazy, you know? Like that song with my daughter, it wasn't like I'm gonna write a song about my daughter. No, it just came. Yeah. It just kind of like, so it's not, for me, it's not like an ego thing, like I'm so great or I'm so lucky that I'm able to get something from wherever that it just came. I don't ever think like, wow, I'm so good at guitar. No, I just happen to catch that moment, that wave, you know? So, and life, it comes normally when you're going through something in life, you know? You're going through a heartbreak, you're going through these things, and then all this.
The struggles of life.
The struggles of life, because everyone has, you know, their, you know, so you have to listen to yourself. Listen to what, you know, whatever is trying to go through you and give the gift that it's giving you a song. You know, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what is this thing? And I play it, and then I look at my phone and I have so many songs that I don't even remember doing.
You make an album in one night.
Yeah, I mean, crazy like that. But so, and then sometimes, you know, when say he's got an idea or a song, I take that song and I listen to it, and it might take me a month to finally, oh my God, there it is. And like I channel, it's not like because I don't know music theory. I don't know, I can tell you the notes on the guitar, none of that stuff. It's all about that moment, capturing the wave. Like when you go surfing, the surf doesn't come to you. You got to go to this, you know, and sometimes you get bad waves, right? Sometimes you're writing, oh my God, like, so it's a thing like, you know, it's such a spiritual thing that you just kind of, you know, and that's why there's a lot of failure in music, because it becomes a thing where it's like money, it's fame or whatever. And so you're copying whatever someone else's fame is, right? And people like Lucky Ali, that dude he's got an antenna, right? He's got it's going through him. He's just, you know, you could see it. You could feel the energy. Like all the greats have that, you know?
They have that different aura.
Yeah, they're just an antenna to whatever higher power is going through them. That's why they're so humble. Whenever you see a musician that's amazing, and they're just like, it's not me, dude, right? Because it's not them. It's whatever. They just happen to be connected to whatever that is out there. I don't know what that is, but, you know, so. And sometimes I get lucky, and sometimes I don't. I write terrible songs too, you know. But sometimes I'm like,
you have
oh my
to
God.
write terrible songs.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, you get a little bit, you know. So, you know, I feel that's more than anything is inspiration, I guess, but more like a channeling of.
Correct. Now coming to the lyricism, I was going through your songs. I liked them, and there was this lyric that really hit me and a lot of my friends. I was listening around with my friends. So the lyric goes like, when you last said goodbye, did you actually leave me? And most of your songs were about love, heartbreak, and the lyricism was quite deep, it was poetic. So what is your take on your own lyricism, and what drives you through writing all of this?
All the lyrics that you hear are coming from a place of a story that I had. And typically it's my own personal experience. And I think if you take it from your own personal experience, you don't have to make it up. It's the emotion is in the words that you are writing in the song, even the melody and all the other chord progressions, they all come together. But when someone had broken up with me, I was like, really? I mean, what did I do wrong? You know, and it was this thing where she actually broke up with me. So that night you said goodbye to me, you were leaving me. And there was this question that was still I was in so much denial afterwards. It was, and that kind of probably kept me going. It was like for 3 months of worth of denial, and I was like, wow, that was.
What's the story behind Closure?
That's a totally different story. And I had written this song 12 years ago, and I was a little personal stuff, but I was separated from my wife at the time, and I was alone, and I decided I was going to write a love song to a person that I had known since 7th grade. So I said, oh, I'll just send this message out to this person, and maybe she'll be my next wife or something. And so what happened was, you know, I did finish it, and then recorded it, and then I sent it to her. And she goes, oh, that's very nice. And that was it. And we're still friends to this day, but we're still in the friend zone, and I guess she didn't really get the message.
So even if you create a banger song that goes on top charts, it's not necessary that you come out of the friend zone.
That's not, you know, we have these incredible fantasies that are made up from Hollywood and the fairy tales and everything, and I can tell you most of those things just, they really don't happen for me. They don't happen for me.
They don't happen for you, but your music does the magic, and the magic happens for other people. Now, one other question I would like to ask for you, like way back down the lane 10 years ago, you worked with Akon, and like I want to know how is Akon as a person, and how was your experience working with him?
Well, you know, Akon is one of the most charismatic people I've ever met. He can walk in a room and light up a room and remembers everybody. He makes you feel like you're cool.
He makes you feel like.
He has this aura that he's just always happy to see you and welcome like to everybody. So I love that guy. And back to the, you know, experience working with him, we're talking about channeling. I've never met anyone like that dude. We would write a song, and then he would go in the studio, and he'd sit there, and he'd just hum, I'm ready. And he goes in the booth, and he writes all the lyrics and melodies in his head, and it just comes out like nothing. So that dude's connected to whatever higher power, whatever. He's a big antenna. Some people know how to meditate that, you know, and that guy's one of the greatest. And I've never seen anyone like that, you know. So Akon is definitely there's a reason why he's Akon.
There's a reason why he's an Akon. Yeah.
Talent and a humanitarian, you know what I mean?
Correct. And at the very end, first of all, it's a lovely song. The trilogy that came before was absolutely fantastic. But yes, I also feel that every artist has an artist that they look up to. Like they've grown up looking up towards them. So is there any artist for both of you that has motivated you to take up music, to keep working harder? And in short, is there any favorite artist of you guys?
Oh, okay, so Dave and I both love the Beatles, so we're going backwards. Okay, so as far as songwriters go and artists, and also, by the way, the Beatles came to India.
Yeah,
way back when, so that had a huge influence on them as well. So I would have to say, as far as songwriting goes, so what is your formula? I said, just listen to any Beatles song. That's the formula. As far as new artists go, I mean, as far as songwriting, I would have to. I like Post Malone stuff. I like his stuff because he does ballads too. So it's really good. But all the other artists, you know, we're talking about David Bowie and Michael Jackson and the Freddie Mercury and some of the really great singers.
Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah, those are, and of course some other more modern 90s stuff is Duran Duran and some of those other artists.
But like indie music is like coming again to popularity. Like I feel there was a phase in between the 10, 20 years where like indie music was taken a setback. But now, like with the 21st century, after the 2020s, the indie music has started to pop up once again. In Indian music, it's also been so on, and so in the western part of the world. So what do you think is the future of indie music? Because it started way back, it had a wave, the wave goes up and down, as you know. But what do you think, what's the future of indie music for now?
Well, I mean, one of the things I do recall clearly is when Slumdog Millionaire came out a while ago, and in one word, it kind of created this awareness suddenly. And people are, oh, look at these cool Bollywood things. So all of a sudden, people are just saying Bollywood all over Hollywood and everywhere else. And then it just fizzled out. Yeah. The same thing is happening with other, just the Asian in general kind of presence in Hollywood. It's doing this, but then it might fizzle out too. So if anything has to happen, there has to be another resurgence where somebody has to knock it out of the ballpark with another kind of Slumdog Millionaire type of hit, and then it'll bring it all back. And it has to be, Americans are very, and I'm an American, but they're very closed-minded, and it takes a lot to get them off their seats.
Correct.
Things, and you have to be like better than everything else and more incredible than everything else for them to take notice. So that's what, if any Indian artist wants something, they have to be better than everybody else.
So if any Indian artists, and like very, very good advice to all the young Indian artists who are trying to make it out big there. But it was lovely talking to you. All the very best for this India tour, and I hope like the people in Delhi, the people in India are very energetic, and I hope they show the same energy, and you're gonna love the energy that us Indians and the other part of Southeast Asians are gonna show to you. And thank you so much for your time. It was lovely chatting to you.
It was great.